the persimmon juice is like all over my nose and my chest and my body.
The genre-defying, Grammy-nominated duo known as SOFI TUKKER strikes again. The band's sophomore album, Wet Tennis, is ready for your personal dance party.
First of all, Wet Tennis is an acronym for when everyone tries to evolve, nothing negative is safe. We wanted to say something really intentional and specific and what we felt was important without being preachy or in your face about it.
We had the idea of like what we wanted to say, and then we were in the studio listening to all the music, and we just kept using the word wet to describe things that we love. We were like, oh my God, that's so wet, you know? Wet tennis is great, but like it doesn't say what we wanted to say. So then we were like, well, what if we turned it into an acronym? And then we actually just like fit the acronym into Wet Tennis.
Summer in New York is the latest single. This one is fun, and it has a really important sample in it.
We both really loved the song, and it happened kind of by accident where we wrote the song, and then we had like a guitar lick during that section, and we were like, the guitar just like isn't like really, it's not catchy enough. Like this guitar moment just is the only thing in the song that's not working. And then we were listening to it, and we were kind of like, whoa, this is kind of like a 2022 Tom's Diner, because we're just talking about a day in New York, you know, just like very matter of factly, and that's exactly what Tom's Diner does. And so we were like, what if we just try using that sample? And we interpolated it. I'm actually singing it, and it sounds like it very natural.
You do name check some really great local places in New York that you guys are fond of. Did you ask permission in advance, or how did that come along?
Bang Bang was a fun one. Our best friend is one of the master tattooers there, and I get all my tattoos done there. We made the song first, and then we showed it to them, and they were pumped about it. And they are also featured in the video. I go in and actually get a tattoo of the logo of Wet Tennis, which is right there on my hand. And I actually do that in the music video.
They're colorful music videos to go along with it, but I want to really hone in on one in particular, and you probably know where I'm going.
Yeah, cocky.
You are singing in Portuguese. It's a very sexual song and video. Peel the onion for me. Tell me the origins.
We work with this Brazilian poet, Chacal, and I literally texted him one day. I was like, Chacal, I'm obsessed with this fruit. We have to do a song about persimmons. And so he wrote the poem, and then Tucker was working on this like techno track, and I just like started singing this poem on top of it, and it randomly just like fit perfectly. The poem is like absurd and sexy. It's like the persimmon juice is like all over my nose and my chest and my body. Like I am not Sophie, I'm actually persimmon. Like it's just like very absurd. And we really wanted the music video to feel as absurd. And also it was important to me I just have always wanted to have a moment on top of a mountain, just like getting myself off, you know, like for my own juices, like just playing the guitar. Like I'm literally on top of a mountain, there's a persimmon in between my legs, and I'm playing the guitar and just like getting off. For me, it's just like the power of my own, like not needing anybody else to do that for me, and to turn myself on and to just like embrace, you know, my sexuality.
Having that sort of confidence, I mean, it's not something that everyone has. Have you ever had to open up and have that conversation with fans and explain to them that like they have that power and that it is okay to explore oneself?
For women in particular, like there's a lot of our culture that tells us to like behave and color within the lines, and not necessarily to experience pleasure and to prioritize our own pleasure. And I think there is something quite revolutionary about prioritizing our own pleasure and doing so unabashedly.
Tell me about your fan base. What makes them special? And they actually have a special name, the Freak Fam, right?
So the Freak Fam really solidified themselves as the Freak Fam over the pandemic. When we found out that all our touring was going to be stopped for the foreseeable future, we started live streaming DJ sets on Instagram Live first, and then Twitch and Facebook. People all over the world started coming every day at the same time, and there was thousands of people every day, and they started calling themselves the Freak Fam, and they started a 24/7 Zoom room. It's an amazing, positive, inclusive place, and that's really what inspired the acronym. When everyone tries to evolve, nothing negative is safe, because everyone chose to build something in a time when a lot was taken away and a lot was, difficult and sad and depressing, and they chose positivity. They chose to dance in their living rooms every day. They chose to build this community every day. And that was really inspiring to us, and that's really where the acronym comes from.
How did you guys discover your musical chemistry?
It happened very organically. We were in college, and I was actually playing bossa nova Portuguese music with a jazz trio, and Tucker came to the same event. He was the DJ at the same event I was playing. And he basically came early, saw me play, and ended up remixing one of my songs on the spot. And it just felt like extremely natural and normal and easy. And the next day we started working together and recording our first song together. So it's always always kind of music first. Like, we weren't even friends before we were making music. It's just like effortlessly musical chemistry.
You are tapped quite frequently to do remixes on some big names. I mean, Billie Eilish, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. The chemistry of then mixing Sophie Tukker onto those artists, and I know you're doing that privately in your own room and space and time. Does it come so naturally when you're involving other people's ideas?
Sometimes I would say it does, and sometimes I would say it doesn't. I think remixes are an interesting thing, because we'll only take them on if we feel like we can make the song, either bring it to a different place and make it better in a certain way, but like some of the best songs we've heard, we'll say we're not going to remix that, because we can only make it worse, and we're not just going to do it for the money. So, it's sort of a fun thing to do. It's like a fun puzzle to get, because it's someone else's input, but because it's a remix, we really have all the creativity. We have all the freedom. So, we use what they've used however we want. And then, they'll have to approve it. So if they hate it, they hate it. And then no one hears it. And you don't even know what we've made.
Hey there, thanks for watching AXS TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite AXS TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.